Next, let's examine how to shift a parabola horizontally. We just figured out how to graph a parabola vertically, how to shift a parabola vertically. Now we're going to learn how to shift it horizontally. So if I have my graph f of x equals x minus h squared, it's going to have the same shape as our squaring function, but it is shifted h units along the x-axis. And its axis of symmetry is x equals h because we're shifting along the x-axis. Now, it has to be of the form x minus h, and then it's shifted h units along the x-axis. So I'm going to show you why it looks a little bit opposite. So let's go through a couple examples. So let's say I have f of x equals x plus 3 squared. So I already said this is going to be shifted horizontally among the x-axis. But I also said it had to be the form x equals x minus something. So how can I write plus 3 as minus something? Well, that would be minus 3. So this graph is actually going to be shifted negative 3 units. So it's going to be shifted to the left. Okay. Well, why does this work? Well, it is the opposite, and we're going to shift to the left. So let's pick some values and solve. So if I was to plug in negative 5, I'd get negative 5 plus 3 squared, which is negative 2 squared, which is 4, right? So see how my original function is over here. I didn't mean to pick that, I meant to pick this. So this is our original squaring function, and we're going to see how it was shifted to the left. If I plug in negative 4, that's negative 4 plus 3 squared, which is negative 1 squared, which is 1. If I plug in negative 3 plus 3 is 0, squared is 0, and the pattern repeats itself. So this graph was shifted 3 to the left. Let me show you how. So if I have 4, I'm going to shift that 1, 2, 3 points, and indeed that does put me at when x is negative 5, y is 4. Shift this 3 points to the left, I get when x is negative 4, y is 1. When x is 3, y is 0. When x is negative 2, y is 1. And when x is negative 1, y is 4. So this is how we'd shift a graph to the left. So if we're adding, it's the opposite. It goes to the left. When I'm subtracting, that's when it goes to the right. Let's label our domain and range. So my range is still the same. It goes from 0 to positive infinity. My domain goes from negative infinity to infinity. It's all real numbers. And my axis of symmetry right here is when x equals negative 3. It's how much it was shifted. So if I have f of x is x minus 5, this is going to be shifted to the right 3. So let's draw our original quadratic squaring function, right? Y equals x squared. So because I'm going to be shifting to the right 5, I'm going to look at the values when x is 5, 4, 3, 6, 7. So when x is 5, if I was to substitute 5 in, I get 5 minus 5 squared, which is 0. If I was to substitute 4 in, I'd get 4 minus 5 squared, which is negative 1 squared, which is a positive 1. If I was to substitute in 6, 6 minus 5 is 1 squared is also 1. 3, I'd get 3 minus 5 squared, which is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. And I'd also get a 4 over here, right? Because we've got some symmetry going on. So my new graph, I'll graph it in blue, is when x is 3, y is 4. When x is 4, y is 1. When x is 5, y is 0. 6 is 1, 7 is 4. Look at that. Every single point has been shifted to the right 5. I don't know why I wrote 3. I meant 5. So our range has not changed because a range change is altered by a vertical shift. Our domain, all possible x values, is from negative infinity to positive infinity. And now my axis of symmetry has shifted to the right 5 as well. So it's x equals 5. So if I'm subtracting, I go in the positive direction. If I'm adding, I go in the negative. So let's put it all together and describe the shifts. So if I have y equals x squared plus 4, that's going to be shifted up, so vertically 4. If I have y equals x plus 4 squared in those parentheses, that's going to be shifted to the left. 4, this parentheses tells us it's a horizontal shift, and we remember it's opposite. It's not going to go to the right, it's going to go to the left. Here, x squared minus 2, that's down 2. If I have x minus 2 squared plus 3, so let's focus on this part first. This is our vertical shift. This is going to go up 3. This x minus 2 tells me it's going to move in the positive direction, opposite, so it's going to go right 2. And if I have x plus 4 squared, that is going to go to the left 4 and also up 3.